Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Today I kind of wanted to talk about the idea of how beautiful languages are. And just the fact that, it's kind of like seeing the world in a different light. Because, for example, some words aren't like a direct translation. Some words have like different meaning that you can't necessarily have a word in English or their native language or whatever. And it's hard to translate certain things. It's like the way that, for example, in English, you describe things like color, foods, and it's kind of like interpreting it differently. Like the way that we see the color purple, called it purple, and when we look at it, we see purple. We like that's the word that's associated. For other people, it's a different word entirely. I don't know. For me, I know it sounds like I'm overthinking it, but it's just kind of interesting because not only do some people see that purple differently, but they see it described differently. Like even in Spanish, they have so many different dialects, and a word to say like delicious, like I think in Spanish is like que delicioso, but in local Chileno dialect, they say like que rico. They use different words to describe like delicious, and it can mean like, I don't know the exact translations, but like it could mean something that is like, the deliciousness is different for the word. And it's just kind of like, I think it's beautiful that we have those different ways of saying different things and explaining things, and it's just vastly different from each other. It's more than just like words. It's like emotion, it's history, it's identity, like I'm from this place, I've learned this place, I was grown up here. Like it's just, when you speak languages, it kind of, it connects people, so many different people. I just think of that interesting idea that, like there's so many people that don't speak English, right? And the fact that I could learn a new language and speak to a whole different range of people that I could never have spoken to before. Yeah, I can translate, but you don't truly feel. That's what I mean by when you speak their language, you can like kind of truly feel the words, because if you translate something, it's like you're translating to what you know already. From English, if you take a language and translate it to English, you're translating it to what you already know. But if you learn a language, you start to learn like, oh, this word is a little bit more different than how we describe it in English. Oh, it's more, it's more rich in flavor, or it's more, the color is different. It's like, it describes it entirely like differently. Like sometimes like a language, for example, has less words than another language, or sometimes you come from a different language and you learn another language that has a way more wide variety of vocabulary. And I just think it's very interesting because it expands your knowledge of information, I feel like, and then you get to connect with these people that you've never met before in different cultures and, their way of life, and you get to learn different ideologies and things. I just think it's really interesting and beautiful. Like you're literally traveling to a different world that you couldn't have by speaking another language. And like, I can't really say because I just speak English. I mean, I like, je parle un peu de français. Like I speak a little bit of French, but it's not good enough for me to like hold a conversation for a while and like get to know that person even more. But that's what I'm trying to, kind of curious like what languages I should learn, and if you let me know in the comments down below. But I'm kind of more keen to learning French because here in Canada it's like the second language. So going to Montreal, for example, I can have like that linguistic experience of spreading between English and French, even though of course it's a different accent than in Paris and like the Parisian French. But yeah, just like I love the idea of learning different languages, and I want to commit to learning a language now, but I'm trying to decide right now, like, what language should I commit to? And while I was thinking that, I kind of wanted to talk about the idea of languages itself and why it's so beautiful and why it kind of motivates me to learn it every day. Not only because I've only been here in Canada, right? So if I get a passport and I go outside the country, I think it's just like, it's respect as well, right? It's like not only are you in their country now, you're speaking their local dialect, you're speaking their native tongue, and it is a form of respect, and then you get to connect with them, and then you get to be like, hey, this random foreigner, this random guy just was so interested in my culture or my country that he came here and, is trying the food and he's speaking my language. It's like, that respect factor is like beautiful to me, and I really want to do that, and I really want to commit to that. So yeah, I'm kind of deciding now. And I feel like a lot of people respect that in relationships, especially, right? If they come from, they speak English, but they speak a different language at home, and they see that you're trying to learn their language, it's like, oh, thank you, like, I appreciate you. Like, that means a lot, because that shows that you care and like everything. It's like a way of saying like, hey, I care about your past, I care about your family, I would love to connect with you on a more personal level. And I feel like in a world where like people get offended by so many different people's opinions or takes on something, and I feel like the world needs more understanding rather than just opinions, so language learning is like you get on this basis of the same linguistic knowledge of knowing how to communicate properly. That's like the number one thing, is communicating words properly. And the problem with not learning a person's language natively is that someone can look at a word and have like so many different definitions of that word. There's a clear one definition of that word, right? You can search it up, it's in the dictionary or whatever. But like some people look at a word and they think of it differently. Like one of the number one words that I think about that explanation is that like the word ignorant or oblivious, like when someone describes someone as ignorant, what I think of it is like, oh, it's someone that is, doesn't know what's going on and is deliberately doing that. But that's not true. The word ignorant just means that they're lacking of knowledge. And oblivious means that they're not, they lack awareness, I think, something like that. Yeah. Like they lack the awareness of a situation or, so when someone sees that word ignorant, it's usually someone that is, like for me at least, when someone's ignorant, I believe it's someone that's doing it deliberately. But the word ignorant just means without information. So you know what I mean? Like it kind of switches the words a little bit in definition, because, the proper way of saying that is that someone is deliberately ignorant. But no one says that. They just say like, oh, this person's ignorant, he's so ignorant, he has, like, so that's what I kind of, I'm trying to say, is that language, when you truly learn a language, you get to truly know what someone is talking about and what they mean by their words, and so translation gets, it gets caught in translation, and it kind of, gets iffy in what they mean or how they're saying it and stuff. So that's why I kind of wanted to talk about it in this video, because I just thought it was really interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I appreciate you watching, as always. Much love. I appreciate every comment, like, and subscribe, all those things. I've seen it. It's been growing a lot, and it just makes me really happy, because I want to connect to a community, and I want to connect with more different people and different perspectives, and tackle a little bit onto that and share commonality with everyone. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Much love as always, and I'll see you in the next one.